Nigeria President Bola Ahmed Tinubu has called on online content creators to create jobs for others, saying, "The digital media is now a central driver of economic growth," while emphasizing that the youths are no longer waiting to be invited into the future, that they are already building the future. Details of the president's statement as made available in a news release signed by the presidential spokesperson, Bayo Onanuga, on Friday reads verbatim below. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu on Friday called on young Nigerians active in the digital media space to harness their platforms as instruments of national progress. He urged them to build businesses that create employment, produce content that reflects unifying values, and serve as positive catalysts for societal development. He emphasized the critical importance of verifying information before amplifying it. At the opening of the Progressives Digital Media Summit, themed, "Unveiling the Critical Role of New Media in National Development," President Tinubu said, "Your generation has recognized this moment. You are using digital tools to innovate, educate, and demand accountability. But as your influence grows, so must our collective sense of purpose and responsibility. I urge you to continue using digital platforms to advance our nation's progress. Build businesses that employ others. Create content that uplifts and unites. Use your influence to foster unity, not division." He commended the creativity and resilience of Nigeria's youth as he described digital media as a driving force of economic and social transformation. "It is no longer merely an accessory to life," he said. "From developing innovative platforms to building vibrant online communities, you are demonstrating the determination that is redefining what is possible for this country. You are not waiting for the future, you are building it." Digital media is now a central driver of economic growth, civic engagement, and social change. It broadens representation for those previously unheard. The president said his administration is committed to supporting digital innovation through the National Digital Innovation Fund and policies that promote a thriving startup ecosystem. However, he warned practitioners to remain vigilant against disinformation and cyber threats. Chief of Staff to the President, Femi Bajabiamila, praised digital media practitioners who have consistently stood up for Nigeria and projected the nation positively on the global stage. "You are the vanguard of a reborn Nigeria, determined to reach for the stars." Under President Tinubu's leadership, our nation has begun its long-delayed march toward greatness. "The road may be challenging, but it is necessary," he stated. In a goodwill message, the Special Advisor to the President on Information and Strategy, Bayo Onanuga, highlighted the significance of the summit. He noted that lessons from recent elections in countries like the US and Germany underscore how digital media have become crucial battlegrounds, beyond mere entertainment, for shaping poll outcomes. However, social media is not a fair battleground. As a public square, it is often chaotic and unregulated. Users frequently disregard rules. Divisive content. In line with the requirements of the ceasefire deal reached on Monday night in Malaysia, the military commanders in the three areas along the Thailand-Cambodia border have met on Tuesday, with a resolution that both sides will halt the movements of troops and enforce the ceasefire agreement while waiting till August 4, 2025 for the outcome of the General Border Committee, GBC meeting to be held, before they will know the next line of action to be taken, which could be, to evacuate troops out of the area or continue the war based on the aftermath of the GBC meeting agreed to be hosted by Cambodia next week Monday. The ceasefire mediator, who is the ASEAN chair and Malaysia Prime Minister, Anwar Ibrahim, who is currently in Jakarta, the capital of Indonesia for ASEAN meeting, said in a post via his personal verified X social media account on Tuesday that, as the ASEAN chair, Malaysia has emerged to lead efforts in reconciling Cambodia and Thailand, two neighboring countries that were nearly drawn into a more devastating conflict, adding, "With the active involvement of China and the United States, we successfully achieved an immediate and unconditional ceasefire agreements. This is proof that diplomacy must guide our efforts to realize peace and resolute leadership," while stating in his earlier post after the ceasefire agreement was reached, that the ceasefire agreement is a concrete proof of the strength of ASEAN diplomacy. rooted in consensus, negotiation, and humanitarian principles. The Office of the Prime Minister of Malaysia, in a press statement published on its website, stated that, "On behalf of the Malaysian government and ASEAN, I must express my deep appreciation and gratitude to both my close friends and associates, the Prime Minister of Cambodia, Samdech Hun Mane, and the Acting Prime Minister of Thailand, Phumtham Wechayoi, for not only being present, gracious enough to participate in very frank discussions, very passionate about securing peace, and due to their efforts and participation, we have seen very positive developmental results that would all go well for Cambodia and Thailand and for ASEAN." The government of Malaysia, Cambodia and Thailand issue this joint press release following the special meeting chaired, hosted and witnessed by Prime Minister Anwar Ibrahim in Putrajaya and participated by Cambodia's Prime Minister Samdech Mohabawatibadai Hun Mane and Thailand's Acting Prime Minister Phumtham Wechayoi, and co-organized by the United States of America with the active participation of the People's Republic of China, to promote a peaceful resolution to the ongoing situation. PM Hun Mane and Acting PM Phumtham Wechayoi have expressed the positions and willingness for immediate ceasefire and return to normalcy. The United States President, Donald J. Trump, has been in contact with the leaders of both countries, urging the leaders to find peaceful solution to the conflict. The Chinese side has kept close contact with Cambodia, Thailand, Malaysia, and relevant countries, to actively promote dialogue, ceasefire, and restoring peace. The presence and collaboration of all parties underscore a shared commitment to peace, dialogue, and regional stability. Both Cambodia and Thailand reached a common understanding, as follows: an immediate and unconditional ceasefire, with effect. Nigeria on Monday staged an uncommon welcoming ceremony to appreciate and celebrate the country women football team, who may be apparently correct to be described as winning queens of Africa, as they landed at the Nnamdi Azikiwe International Airport in Abuja after the Super Falcons of Nigeria defeated the host Lionesses of Morocco by 3-2 in a breathtaking and thrilling final football match held in Rabat, the capital city of Morocco, on Saturday, marking the 10th triumph of the Super Falcons on the continental stage after the previous triumphs in the Women's Africa Cup of Nations, WAFCON, consecutively in 1998, 2000, 2002, 2004, 2006, 2010, 2014, 2016, 2018 and recently for the 2024 Africa Continental Women Tournaments. Many top government officials, most especially governors and ministers like the Governors of Kaduna, Uba Sani, Governor of Kwara, AbdulRahman, AbdulRazaq and Imho State, Hope Uzodimma, gathered for hours at the Nnamdi Azikiwe International Airport, Abuja, waiting the Super Queens of Africa to arrive, and after welcoming the women football icons home, the governors led the amazing stars of Africa to the West Africa country's presidential villa known as Aso Rock, where President Bola Ahmed Tinubu conferred on the 24 Super Falcons football players and the 11-member technical team the National Honors Awards of Officer of the Order of Niger, OON, and gifted them houses each in Abuja with $100,000 each for the 24 women players, which total sum is approximately equivalent to 3.6 billion nairas based on 1,500 nairas exchange rate to a dollar, pegged by the president for the 2025 financial year in the country. And in addition, the president gifted the 11-member technical team of the Super Falcons $50,000 each, which approximately represent a total of 825 million nairas, bringing the total cash gift to 4,425 million nairas. During the presentation, President Bola Ahmed said he never wanted to watch the match because he did not want to have high blood pressure, adding that the Super Falcons kept him hungrier, as his wife, the First Lady of Nigeria, Oluremi Tinubu, was at the kitchen preparing his food while watching the match, emphasizing the First Lady almost abandoned his dinner because of the football match, and the Super Falcons on Monday could be seen singing, praising and dancing with the First Lady, Oluremi Tinubu, by thus reversing the negativity of the popular viral song of "Na Your Mama Be This" to "Na Our Mama Be This." To accept the First Lady as the mother of all in the nation, which could be recalled that, earlier in the year, specifically, in the month of March, the First Lady, Senator Oluremi Tinubu, was at the Dome Event Center in Asaba in Delta State as part of her Renewed Hope Initiative project, and during her visit, a video clip of Nigeria nursing students rejecting the First Lady as the mother of all in the nation went viral and became a popular song that was remixed by many to their desired tastes and lyrics. After the viral clip showed the event's master of ceremony, barely 10 days after Israeli soldiers bombed the Holy Family Catholic Church in Gaza, Benjamin Netanyahu, the State of Israel Prime Minister, has said that Israel is now being portrayed as the enemy of Christians, stating that Israel has a thriving Christian community, the only thriving Christian community in the broad radius of the Middle East, where Christians are not tolerated, they're cherished, adding, "You can light Christmas trees in Nazareth. But in Bethlehem, the birthplace of Jesus, when Israel left and the Palestinian Authority came in, the Christian majority shrank from 80% to under 20%, because there was no more Israel to protect them," though Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu did not mention the bombing of the Catholic Church in Gaza that led to the killing of 3 persons and injuring to several people, including the parish priest. It could be recalled that the Israel Defense Forces, IDF, action against the Christian holy place in Gaza sparked global condemnations, with the head of the Catholic Church, Pope Leo XIV, in a statement on Sunday, July 20, 2025, while speaking after his Angelus prayer, read out the names of those killed in the incident and said, "I appeal to the international community to observe humanitarian law and respect the obligation to protect civilians, as well as the prohibition of collective punishment, of indiscriminate use of force and forced displacement of the population." During a church event on Sunday, Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu, while speaking at the Daystars Together as One event in Jerusalem with Pastor Paula White, leader of the White House Faith Office, said, "Iran is now being projected as the friend of the Americans." Word to word of Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu's speech as transcribed and made available by the Office of the Israel Prime Minister on Sunday, reads below. Thank you, Joni. Thank you, Daystar. Thank you, Paula. Thank you, ambassadors and the many friends of Israel in the Christian world. This is the city and the land where it all began. The Judeo-Christian tradition that promoted the belief in monotheism, a single God, that developed the idea of the sanctity of life, the sanctity of individual life, the idea of freedom. In an ancient world that was swamped with massive slavery to build these ancient empires, the Jewish people came out with the idea that slavery should be limited and ultimately removed. This was revolutionary. The beginning of the idea of freedom began in this land, and that idea spread throughout the centuries and especially in modern times, and changed the world. It gives hope to the world. It gives meaning to our lives. It gives a bond between the world's greatest democracy, the United States of America, and the world's vibrant democracy here in Israel. And that's a partnership that is bonded in faith, in history, in tradition. I had the great privilege of being invited to speak at the joint session of the American Congress. And I look on the wall and I see a quote from Moses. That's our common tradition, our common wellspring. We're immersed in the Bible. We live the Bible. We have a future because we have a past. And that past is shared by millions, hundreds of millions around the world. And I want to thank you on behalf of the people of Israel and the Jewish people. Royal Thai Army and the Cambodia National Ministry of Defense have both denied firing the 10 projectiles that destroyed civilian houses and properties at Emerald Triangle, a city in Laos on Thursday, just as both government establishments confirmed early in the morning on Sunday that fighting continued through Saturday night to Sunday morning night despite President Donald Trump of the United States' U.S. statement on Saturday that he has spoken on phone with both the Prime Minister of Cambodia and the acting Prime Minister of Thailand, asking the two parties to agree on immediate ceasefire, and failure to do so, according to Trump, U.S. will not make any business deal with both countries. In his words, Trump said, "We happen to be, by coincidence, currently dealing on trade with both countries, but do not want to make any deal with either country if they are fighting, and I have told them so. the call with Thailand is being made momentarily. The call with Cambodia has ended, but expect a call back regarding war stoppage and ceasefire based on what Thailand has to say. I am trying to simplify a complex situation. Many people are being killed in this war, but it very much reminds me of the conflict between Pakistan and India, which was brought to a successful halt. The Lao government had on Friday reported that 10 bombs were found, having been fired into civilian areas and affecting local residents in the Emerald Triangle, a town in Lao that borders both Lao, Thailand and Cambodia. A statement from the Lao People's Armed Forces on Saturday afternoon refuted earlier media reports claiming clashes between the Lao People's Armed Forces and Cambodian armed personnel, describing the reports as untrue. Denying the shelling in Lao, the Royal Thailand Army in a statement on Saturday said that the Royal Thai Army clarifies case of artillery shells landing in Lao PDR territory in Emerald Triangle area, confirms investigation found they were not Thai forces ammunition. According to news reports, on the 24th of July 2025, at approximately 9:40 hours, 10 artillery shells landed in the territory of the Lao People's Democratic Republic, Lao PDR, in the Emerald Triangle area, which is the border junction between Thailand, Laos, and Cambodia, without clear confirmation as to which side the shells belonged to, and preliminarily there were no reports of casualties or property damage from the incident. Major General Wintai Subari, Army spokesperson, issued a clarification that following fact-finding investigations and coordination with security agencies of the Lao PDR, it is confirmed that they were definitely not shells from the Thai military side, and the Royal Thai Army has confidence in its capability to control weapon usage effectively, appropriately, proportionately, and strictly within international rules of engagement. However, in the recent period, it has often been found that the Cambodian side has been using long-range fire support weapons to attack numerous civilian targets throughout the past 2 days, which appears to be intentional and deliberate use of such weapons against targets other than military objectives, such as using weapons against historical sites, aiming to significantly mislead the international community against the Thai side. Asia is apparently becoming a continent of war as hope of achieving peace in the continent appeared slim since 2023 when fresh wars broke out in the Middle East Asia after Hamas attacked Israel, forcing Israel to launch a multi-front wars in Gaza, Lebanon, Syria, Iran and Yemen. This occurred as Russia, that has parts of its territory in Asia, had in 2022 launched a full-scale war against its neighboring European country, Ukraine, which the multiple wars have led to millions of deaths, with many in the world expecting an end soon. But, while many in the world hoped for permanent end to the deadly wars, another fresh war broke out during the week on Thursday in the Southeast Asia between Cambodia and Thailand after soldiers from Royal Thai Army of 14th Infantry Battalion on Wednesday stepped on a landmine at Huai Bon, Chongan Ma, Nam Yuen District, Uban Ratchathani Province, within the Thai-Cambodia border area, causing severe injury to one Thailand soldier while 4 other soldiers sustained some level of injuries, making the acting Prime Minister of Thailand, Phumtham Wechayoi, to recall the country's ambassador from Phnom Penh and expelled Cambodia's ambassador to Thailand, leading to heavy military confrontations starting next day morning, which, Cambodian news agency on Saturday reported that tens of thousands of innocent Cambodians, including children, pregnant women, and the elderly, have been forced to flee the military aggression along the border areas, including Preah Vihear, Oda Minchi, and Persit, and the Royal Thai Army also on Saturday released a video of its men hoisting the Thai flag at a location and stated that the Thai national flag was raised atop Phu Makwea, following Thai military operations to assault and seize the Phu Makwea area, where it said the Cambodian forces had been heavily positioned, adding that the area was successfully captured during the evening of war on Friday, while the Prime Minister of Thailand, Paetongtarn Shinawatra, who is currently on suspension, blamed the cause of the war on alleged powerful criminals in Cambodia, saying, the conflict stems from the Thai government's efforts to crack down on call center crimes, dismantling a network of immense financial interests linked to influential groups in Cambodia, notwithstanding, the Prime Minister of Cambodia, Samdech Mohabova Thapade Hun Mane, in a statement called on Cambodians not to attack businesses and citizens of Thailand living in Cambodia, adding that, after the Prime Minister of Malaysia and the rotating chairman of ASEAN, Anwar Ibrahim, intervened in the matter on Thursday, both countries agreed to a ceasefire slated to start on Friday by 12 a.m., but, an hour after Malaysia Prime Minister told him that Thailand has agreed to the ceasefire, Thailand rescinded its decision and continued military actions against Cambodia, and the Cambodia Ministry of National Defense spokesperson, Lieutenant General Maili Sokita, in an operational updates on Saturday, said that Thailand has continued to expand its military, including its infantry forces, heavy weaponry into Cambodia territory. According to the Thailand military known as Royal Thai Army, the Royal Thai Army condemns the Cambodian side for the incident involving the covert placement of landmines.
WAFCON bringing you the news in a more digital way.